What is going on? Michael Baker, Gabe, James. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Yes, live streaming is live. Absolutely. Gabe says, hey there, buddy. Gabe, I sent you a link in LinkedIn Messenger. So if you're able, happy to have you join in. James, thanks for joining in. You know, we're all about this. Watching you also on YouTube. Well, I hope you subscribe there, Jim. Love that you're here. I hope everybody's having a great time. Good morning, Pirates. Good evening, Pirates. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. You know, the reality is that we have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot of gratitude to go out to the community. And the reality is that we all have something to contribute here. And I don't know how the volume is, but I'll turn it down a little bit. This is the new feature that the StreamYard has provided to us. And hopefully at some point in the future, we'll have the opportunity to add our own tracks, because I've created a lot of tracks in the past, and I would like to utilize some of my own music for these backing tracks and have an opportunity to actually share some good stuff. So hey, Joseph, hey, what's going on? Watching, Gabe, what's up? Yeah, talking amongst yourselves. You guys talk amongst yourselves, because I'm talking about, I want to talk a little bit about live streaming and some of the things that are going on with life. And, you know, we all have things that we're doing and building out. And I've been less active on social media because I've been pouring some more energy into another adventure. And it's not necessarily outside of social media, because it's all related. And a lot of us may be able to relate to this, because the fact remains that we all have an interest in what we're doing. We all have things that are going on. We all have things that are taking place in our world that require our attention. And there are times where we need to go a little extra, you know, push the boundaries, stretch our imagination, invest some energy, and put something out there into the world. So I'm really looking forward to actually spreading this idea that the Pirate Syndicate can include other people doing some great work and start contributing to the content and the ability and the opportunity to share information amongst the community, and also build out some talent that we all can enjoy and appreciate. You know, there's a lot of talented individuals out there creating live streams. There's a lot of people out there creating some amazing podcasts. And this evolution in media and content is going to continue to grow and expand. And I really feel powerful about, and I really feel engaged and excited about the opportunities that we have in front of us. And so I really would love to be able to share more and actually contribute to the content and the community more than it is now. And so bringing people together like Gabe has, you know, in the LinkedIn community, and also there's some vertical communities that we could actually build out. I know that I'm working with some people right now. You know, we're talking about Amazon. We're talking about automobile industry. We're talking about some of the healthcare industries. We're talking about building communities out in these areas. And I think it's important. Marsha Reese. Yes, smiles are free. It means so much to so many. Absolutely, positively. There's no reason why we can't share a few smiles now and then. Uh, yes, Michael Baker. Inspiration and innovation, determination and creation. 100%. 100%. So it's really, it's bringing back unity in the community. I love that. I love that. And so what I want to do, I want to kind of go back to the idea that we all have something to contribute. We all have something that we can actually do together. It's not about competition. It's about cooperation. It's about how can we help each other improve our skills, our abilities, our impact. How can we do better together instead of how can we go out and crush it and, crush our competition and everything else. It doesn't really need to be that way. It doesn't need to be that way. There is plenty of opportunity out there. When you start to see life through the lens of opportunity, it shifts, it changes. And there's so many things out there that we have that we can actually share with people and actually appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look, I'm not sure of the exact pronunciation on your name, but I will go find out. I will go track it down, but I appreciate that message and I admire you genuinely, dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love the fact that we're here together and we're working on the community. I have been on a number of live streams in the last week and a number of podcasts being recorded, and it's doing nothing but growing. Tomorrow I'll be doing a community broadcast in the Windjet community. And I also want to know what you are thinking about as it relates to live streaming, relates to content creation, it relates to podcasting. Because the question I have is, are you currently podcasting, broadcasting, live streaming, or creating content in some way, shape, or form? And if the answer is yes, what is it that you enjoy most about that process? What do you thrive in as it relates to creating content? What is it that you need help and support with, and that you continue to, maybe think about, oh, it's not really something I enjoy. So what are some of the things you can delegate? If you can document and delegate things, you can actually improve the process for more than one person. If I can hand something off to someone else that I'm not as good at, or I'm not as effective at, or I don't find joy in, then that allows you to actually share that opportunity. That's what I mean by multiple opportunities. And the Pirate Syndicate is about the idea that we have all of these people that enjoy doing things, and we appreciate the fact that we can actually help each other out. You might be great at editing and somebody else needs an editor. So you can actually exchange these skills and help each other out in that regard. Others are more in tune and in alignment with graphics. Maybe graphics are part of the equation that you need help with. So you can find somebody that really loves to do graphics, and you can work together to create something amazing. Think about coordinating efforts to create some amazing projects together. It's really important that we start thinking in these terms, because what takes place is we have an opportunity that is not necessarily one-dimensional. It's not linear. we don't have to think in one dimension. We can think in multiple dimensions, because working together and coordinating these things are really about, it's up to our imaginations. There are no rules in this process. So I really want to take together, catching up on your be kind. It's free. Collaboration, not competition. Absolutely. Bringing humanity together. Yes. Thank you so much. Joseph, you're awesome. Thank you. I live to give. Creating motivational content is exhilarating. So, Joseph, what is there any particular kind of content that you really appreciate? And I just really, I want to open up the dialogue here and make sure that people understand and appreciate what it is. Living in the moment, being present and open to the opportunities as they are there. Absolutely. And we can all learn from one another. Daniel Hall, thank you. I hope you got my message, Daniel. I appreciate you. Love you, man. Coordinating synergy and community involvement, my friend. Absolutely. And here's the thing that I really want to stress right now is, as we're in, here's 2/2/22, the second month, the second day of the 22nd year of the century. And let that sink in for a minute. We have an opportunity to change the way this year evolves. And it's going to take a lot of time and effort and energy to work together to make it happen. There's a lot of things taking place right now. And I just want to make sure that you plant this seed, nurture this idea and this concept. And Joseph says, my focus is in empowering and letting all find their self-worth. And I think that's absolutely critical on empowering. Thank you so much. On empowering and letting people find their self-worth. Finding your core, finding your focus, finding your goal, finding your mission is absolutely critical. We're all born here for a reason. Some of us get to find out what it is. Some of us get to actually expand that idea into the lives of others. And I just encourage you to do everything you can. So I want to also, Jenny Gold is in the house. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Hi, Jenny. I want to be able to, yes, Gabe, you made it. You made it in. So I want to bring in a dear friend that I just admire, and I've just watched him grow and continue to expand. And this is an example of what we can do together, because some of these things that we're thinking about and some of these things that I'm talking about are as a result, a direct result of imagining a different outcome and a different opportunity and a different future. So with that, I just want to bring in my good friend, my dear friend, Gabe. What's happening, brother?
Hey, how we doing here? We got good audio. Audio check 1 2 1 2. How we sounding?
I think we sound pretty good. I don't know.
All right. Hey, that's all
we sound pretty good.
Awesome.
If anybody doesn't think we sound pretty good, let us know.
Let us know. Exactly. That's what
I want to make sure that we have an opportunity here to shine.
So real quickly, since we're talking about live streaming here, right? And not just about live streaming in life, but how are you enjoying some of the cool features they've added here now? So we got some background music. We can hear that, right?
It's not too obnoxious, is it?
It's not too obnoxious at all. And then, of course, like what you guys were seeing in, this might not be a big detail for you guys, but for us who've been streaming and using this for a long time, having that little solo layout where you can actually use it and have a background or something, or even creating an overlay that goes with it.
Yeah.
It's just another feature that we can incorporate into our live shows. I mean, I mean, I love this. I love the
I
fact
love
we're
it.
doing
I
this.
love it as well, and the fact that we can actually share a screen. You know, we can actually put a screen up, and we can actually say, okay, well, look at this screen.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it is this layout could change and evolve, and I know that we'll have a lot of different things taking place. But
Well,
the beauty of it is we can actually share in multiple ways. So
yeah, and at some point that you'll start seeing a lot more features being incorporated into what they're doing. So, like a prime example
uh-huh.
is like they'll at some point. It's not done yet, but it will be at some point where they're going to be able to like bring in um, like sources, browser sources, that sort of thing. Um, so that's going to be one where you're going to be able to, that'll be at some point down the line the next step in the evolution of what a lot of these broadcasting tools offer us as creators. And you're wanting to talk about how this is life and how we can incorporate in what we're doing here. I mean,
Mhm.
live streaming as an industry has grown exponentially within the last year, and it continues to evolve even further. So, if you give me a few minutes, I'm going to pull up. I actually have a little thing with live stream statistics and what's been growing and why I say it's such a big deal. How we use it in our everyday lives, because a lot of us are using it as part of our business strategies.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Well, and here's the question though, Gabe, and I want to, and this is something that I had been reflecting on because I got hit up the other day with this question. It's like, what's the ROI on me doing video? And I thought it was an odd question, and then I thought, well, how do you measure building authority for your brand? Because if you talk to Coca-Cola or Pepsi or some big multinational company, they spend billions of dollars a year in placement, ad spend, marketing, brand awareness, and everything that goes along with that. And as a solopreneur or a small business owner, you consider small business owner, that is something that's typically out of reach for a small business owner. So the next best question would be is how do I build authority? How do I build visibility? How do I build awareness for my brand? And for me, the best and quickest way to do that is with video and live streaming. Would you agree, or how would you add to or
Yeah.
enhance that question?
Okay, so exactly what a lot of what you've been describing, I mean, is what's actually being seen every single day, right? I mean, it's the development of how businesses kind of reprioritize their strategies in reaching out in marketing and those sort of things. It's not just a standardized commercial. It's not just I mean, look at what things like Amazon's doing, right?
Yeah.
They're bringing in regular everyday people like me and you who stream, who push product lines and who incorporate a lot of these ideas and products into what they do on their shows. I mean, it's becoming the buzzword is everybody
Mhm.
the creator economy and how it is ever developing. That also means businesses that are looking at it um, differently in how they approach, just like they've had to adjust to doing like working in office and hybrid sort of positions that now that they're offering or 100% remote positions where that wouldn't have been the option 2 years ago.
No, it wouldn't even been considered 2 years ago.
And now they see the value in it because number one, we maybe not have to harbor a place to have 50 employees.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, downsize to a place with just like 10 people.
Hmm.
You can, of course, have small meeting events, but everything can be coordinated through Zooms, everything. I mean, there's something still about going in to the office, but it's not the necessity that it was once before. And like I said, business now can still be conducted from behind a virtual desk. People are getting stipends to improve their virtual studios at home so people can see.
And here's the other component that I think is really important for us to consider, Gabe. And this is why live streaming is going to be even more critical going forward, is that brands now, a lot of brands are looking at different communities. You know, you have communities within brands, you have fans in brands, and those fans are compiled of individuals, and the individuals are the ones that are shouting to the rafters about that product or service that is being provided. You know, you look at a company like Tesla, and you realize that they don't have a marketing budget because their fans are the ones that are promoting their vehicles. You have organizations that are now building communities around their products and services, and those influencers and those micro influencers and those nano influencers are all people that are contributing to the conversation. Look at StreamYard themselves. You know, they have Dan and Gage are on the town hall every Sunday night. They've been there consistently, and they're building community around it. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that influence from the community rather than from the brand. And so it's organic versus paid for. And I think that's an important distinction to really consider as we move forward in the live streaming and the podcasting arenas. So I think I wanted to say, Joe says my ears are open on this topic. James says, great suggestions. Yes. Michael Baker says, to evaluate, reevaluate most everything, you know what to do, seek wise counsel when needed. I think it's really important. I want to come back to this other topic and kind of shift the conversation. Joseph asked, and I know that we've had lots of conversation around this, Gabe, but I'm starting to go on StreamYard. Any suggestions?
Oh,
I mean, we could do an entire tutorial right now
on tutorial. Exactly. Well, look here. Like I said, here's some of the stats that I was talking about. Right.
Share some gold with us.
So and these come from Tech Jury, but you can also find these through Restream on their blog as well. So they've shared that 96% of people say that they've watched an explainer video to learn about a product or service. Just listen to that. 96% of people say they've watched an explainer video, so something explaining a product or service or something over a video. Eyes that are watching you, folks, right? With over 9.3 billion hours watched, Twitch is now the biggest live streaming platform worldwide.
Twitch is?
Yes. Because, so again, guys,
you realize who owns Twitch, don't you?
Exactly. And 79% say that a brand's video has to listen to this. 79%, folks, say a brand's video has convinced them to buy a piece of software or an app. What does that say about branding? What does that say about it? The live streaming market will be worth over $247 billion by 2027.
Yeah,
folks, that's 5 years away. That's not even a very long time, and it says videos on social media generate 1,200% more shares than text and images. Folks, there's a reason why companies invest in this. There's a reason why we talk about telling you what we're doing here, why it's important for you to hop on video and start sharing something if you have a message, if there's something in here, if you're trying to develop your brand, your business, you're an entrepreneur, hop behind a microphone. If you were out there hitting the streets and glad handing people, saying hello every day, trying to sell your business, this is just another tool to extend that even further, even faster, and accelerate the opportunity even greater.
We'll share what Don had to say.
Oh yes. So he says Marty Newmar says branding is not selling, and that's where your community is doing the selling for you.
Yeah,
Your community is doing the selling for you. Listen to that, folks.
it's an impact. Joseph says, "Wow, amazing numbers, Gabe.
You know, so you
Totally
got
appreciate that."
so you got to think about it from the perspective of yes, you know what, we enjoy doing this, but there's also a very big business behind what is being shared and what's being created.
Yeah,
And I guess where else to do it better than a business platform?
yeah.
I mean,
Well, Michael Baker says impact and influence transformation through the transfer of information. And here's what I believe, Gabe, and tell me if you are in alignment with this or you think I'm totally off base, but you think about where YouTube is right now.
mhm.
And because YouTube is a platform, it's not owned by you, it's not controlled by you or myself. And it when you go there, there's all this squirrel holes that all of a sudden erupt into, you know, distraction and noise. And I'm thinking if we start seeing communities around a certain subject and we build this up in a vertical market, so when you go there for the topic or the industry or the information that is there, and I can see that developing more and more as we actually uh, fine tune live streaming
Mhm.
and the community aspect of it. Because if you go to a certain, you know, website and you can actually see some of the comments of the conversations, and you know, like Reddit, where you go to different forums, you know, it's going back to the forum idea of, hey, let's build a community around a concept and continue to pour new content in here that is supporting the community. Then all of a sudden it becomes this cyclone effect of a lot of talented people working together to contribute to this content. And I think that's going to be more and more present as we move forward in the next couple of years.
Of course, because as time goes on, a lot of the stuff that you've mentioned it's becoming more defined, right?
Yeah.
It's going a lot of the things that you're mentioning now. Again, it's because it's been ever evolving and maturing every single year. So a lot of the things are getting further established. So it's just like when you talk about things start getting niche. Everything starts becoming more again more refined with what you're talking about. So, you know, when people again in a few years we're talking about live streaming, it might be different segments of like what live streaming is and what you're talking about. I think
Yeah.
that's the huge part of it because then it's going to have more of its defined role. So, you know, for example, like radio, right?
Yeah.
Um, radio is again in a huge sense, radio is just radio, right?
Uh-huh.
But then you see how it's defined, how it's been turned around, how it's been now segmentized into certain genres and areas, and even in moving into paid corporate structures like with XM Sirius and a lot of
Uh-huh.
these sort of things. That's kind of how the market there has evolved so much so now, and here we are where live streaming will in a few years start seeing that develop where there's going to be the pay to watch streams and the you know because there's going to be particular content. I mean, some of it's already developing. It's not as huge as it is because it's not we're not there yet. We're just
Yeah.
not. But it will be that at some point where that's where you know celebrity live streams are now paid for content where when they go streaming live you have the subscription that you paid for, you've paid for whatever it is contributing to you know their website, whatever the build
Yeah.
out
Whatever
is,
happens to be.
you
It can
know
be any number of things, right?
but we're talking about like so like in terms of what television, right? In streaming apps and finding these apps that are doing content, there's going to be services that are coming along live streaming companies that are going to come along like the
Hmm.
ones we're using now, where that's probably might be a thing they look at some point. It's seeing the factor entertainment where now we're going to be paying streamers to create content.
Yeah.
You know, we want them to individually go pay for certain services that you can buy through StreamYard Plus.
Yeah.
Or whatever what you ever want to comment, that's what's going to be the involvement of what we're talking about here.
And that's why it's even more important, Gabe, to actually start developing communities so we can actually expand our perceptions and our preconceived limiting beliefs and start, I think, bouncing things off each other. Just look at the conversations you and I have had over the last few months, you know, and how we can brainstorm into other ideas and other expansive opportunities. I mean, it's amazing.
Exactly, and it's again, we're just seeing a small part of it open up, right? This is, I mean, we're only in 2022. Like I said, it's the statistic that I talked about, 247 billion by 2027. So the early adopters who get in here, who put in the work, who develop their styles and their content and the processes and everything that they build up, those are going to be the ones who are in the position to take advantage of this ever-growing market. Rhaegor, what's up, man?
Rhaegor is in the house.
What's up, brother?
Joe is in the house.
So
Swati.
That's it.
Yeah. Economic past plus observe the present, future forecasting and feedback and cycle concepts of evolution. It's all connected. We're all connected, in the visual nature of it. I just think it accelerates the opportunity to have a conversation myself. But
yeah, I even see like news stations who now have like podcasts that they create. Yeah. Right? They'll talk about things that they're not able to share like in their news broadcast, but there's a story or something that they want to cover, so they'll do it in a podcast. There's going to be a time where it's now going to be where we've created a live stream where you guys can go check out the content or go sign up for this live conversation.
Yes, Joe. This is a perfect opportunity for Joe, because Joe is actually, I don't know if you caught the episode, but the Caffeina is a caffeinated water that is going direct to customer. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this. But yes, Joe, I think we need to extend this conversation, because we could actually build a community around that and actually enhance the conversations and start building interviews and shows around having some people shared out into certain arenas. If you know, in different areas of business that are necessary to maybe purchase your product or interested in purchasing your product. So starting those conversations, like I said, Gabe, what is it I say? You're only one conversation away. Right?
One. You're just one person away from finding that door.
Yeah.
That might open and be the break that you need to kind of bring everything together that you've been building. That's why like all these conversations and doing these things are super important, because that's what they're offering, is an opportunity to sit here and talk and be able for people to say, you know what, I watched you talk about this on a live stream. I need to talk to you because there's an opportunity, you know, whatever it is, and they see something in it, and that's what this offers.
Well, how many doors have been opened for you in the last
tons
since you and I first had your first conversation?
I don't even want. They continue to. That's what I said. Each conversation builds to something else. They go from one to another, and it's continuing to evolve. And that's what this is all about: is getting to that point where you keep having the right conversation with the right people, and it leads you to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, until it's the one that you need. Yeah, that's going to offer you that win, that breakthrough, that
stepping stones.
You know, everybody had to have one. Everybody needs to, and exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's Terrell.
You know, and that's the thing, guys. In creating content and developing these things, we have to evolve with it, or the technology is going to leave us behind.
Yeah.
right? We have to be ever present in how it changes, and that's our thing as creators, you know.
Stay creative.
Exactly, right? To
You
be
have to practice it, and you know, the metaverse, AR, VR, AI, you know, user interfaces are going to change and evolve, and all of these things add and enhance the ideas that we're working on and working through right now, Gabe. So
hmm
the other thing that I think is really important to mention, and I want to put it out there because I know that you and I both have gone through these processes of getting so involved and engaged that we kind of lose track of what we're doing, and sometimes it leads to burnout and a little bit of challenges, and just because we don't have enough time to do all the things we would love to do. And so I think it's important that that's why I'm such a fanatic about working towards community, because I've always been, you know, the last decade or so, I've been more of a solopreneur, a freelancer than a team player. And I see that evolving, is that I can't do as much as I want to do unless I start creating some relationships with people like yourself. And that's the whole purpose of this Pirate Syndicate idea, is bringing people together. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I know that you know, it's important for both of us to consider.
Yeah, look, very much so. It's hard. It's hard for one person to build something so great and so vast, right? So you have to have those people alongside you who are going to be there for the journey, who help. That are going to be vital parts in how something is developed. You know, uh, the biggest. You know, I always talk about this. The biggest one that we hold in our hands. See this right here? That little phone. See that little
Yeah,
apple right there? Okay, that wasn't just Steve Jobs. That was Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and all the people that he brought on slowly but surely to help develop a product and a service. First, it
yeah,
started out with the Macintosh, and then it grew into other things. But that's how things have to evolve. So you have to start bringing on people to help build that up and develop it into something really great. And that's why, like I said, you know, it could have been easy for me to say, you know what, I'm going to go start my own, or I can go start this on my own. But for me, I was like, you know what? Why do I need to go throw this all the way out there when I can help build up something even greater with greater creators, more ideas,
yeah,
more involvement? It's like a creator cooperative almost, where you want to bring people into the fold because they have something to offer I can't give them. You know, there's a
yeah,
perspective they have, or there's a skill set in particular that sits perfectly well with what they do, that they can teach better than anybody else and
yeah,
help educate. And why would you want to bring that on to help, again, develop something even greater for anybody else who comes on afterwards? I mean, there's a reason, like 6 years of what Rhaegor's done, how many
yeah,
years of what you've done, things that I've done, and now the people that are bringing in as well. There is something to bringing all of this together that makes it um, magical. That so when something like this can actually happen, people will marvel at how it can be done.
yeah.
You
Wendy
know,
says better together.
you
Yeah,
know, I'm not
amplify the we.
exactly. I'm learning this myself. It's putting this together, like bringing on, and like I'm really getting to the point where I need to start asking for individual help with certain things, right?
Yeah,
You know, I do a calendar, and the calendar is great. I love creating it, right? I love what it does as a resource. I love what it puts out there into the public. Um, but there is something about it being time
there's an
consuming.
investment in it, though, Gabe.
Exactly. There's a big
There's an
investment in
investment.
it,
There's a cost associated with that.
right? And I want that to continue to still be available because people are starting to realize the value in it. Every day, I keep hearing it more and more, and I love that that's what it's becoming into. I want it to become that a very valuable source until, um, you know,
So what if you were to call out one skill set or one piece of support that you could take on without not a lot of, you know, time and energy and training side of it, what could you ask in terms of the audience or the community to help you out with? What would it be? What skill would need to be added?
I'm going to tell you the biggest. Well, I got one person already talked to who's going to help me. We've discussed helping streamline it, but it's also the process of searching and digging, right? So bringing all these things together, right? Mm-hmm. It's like learning the right channels and where to kind of find this information. So to streamline it, that's why I rely a lot on the creators themselves to say, hey, either use the hashtag or when you create the event, invite me so that I can have instant access to it instead of having to search. That way I can only spend a certain limited amount of time searching for new creators, people who don't know this.
Yeah.
So that's where like I would really love to like spend my time is prospecting for new creators who are out there doing it.
So let me make sure that I get this correct, Gabe, because I've started 3 shows in the last 2 weeks. So we need to add the hashtag to the shows. So then you can actually find them easily. What would be another effort that we can actually promote and produce results in?
So like I said, so when you create an event through either LinkedIn, StreamYard, or Restream, right, it populates the event and then it adds the opportunity for you to invite people from your network. This is the same thing that's going on with the audio event. So I tell people, if you want me to find it and not make sure that it doesn't get lost,
tag me
or invite me.
Yeah.
And send me a direct message, and I promise you it won't get lost in the fold. Because here's the thing, there are regular shows that come on all the time, but you know what? People might do a show every Tuesday, but then they skip a Tuesday, right? So if you include them as every Tuesday show, but then there's one Tuesday they don't show up, well, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, I didn't have a show Tuesday, or somebody might go over there with the misconception that there was a live show on a Tuesday and it actually doesn't show up. So, that bringing all that together will make it easy to get all the information together in one centralized location. And the reason I say, guys, continue to use the hashtag. So the hashtag's grown to 250 people. But the reason I say continue to use the hashtag is not only for my discoverability so that I can find you, but then when people go and search in the search bar on LinkedIn and they go type in their LinkedIn live streams, your all your information, everything's going to pull up in there. Your event's going to pull up in there. The replay is going to pull up in there. Any content that you've written that uses that hashtag, any information at all shows up there in the hashtag, and it becomes easily searchable inside of StreamYard. Excuse me, LinkedIn.
But too many platforms, Gabe. Too many platforms.
But that's what it wants. That's what I want to do, is to keep it very easy for people to discover. And you know what? I've heard people say, well, LinkedIn needs to do a better job of bringing these resources together so we can find it. You know what? Wait, I'm going to tell you this. You know what? You're right. They will at some point when they invest in the creators and all that stuff comes along. But you got to remember, they're just barely transitioning into a social media platform. They're not going to have all of these tools available. This isn't YouTube where they've built a platform around creators. This is a platform that was built around networking and business that is developing into a social media network. So yes, there will become a time when that will be available, but not right now. So in the meantime, as creators, we have to find the workarounds ourselves. And we can bitch and moan all we want, as much as say LinkedIn needs to do this, LinkedIn needs to do that. You know what? In all honesty, LinkedIn doesn't need to do anything.
Sometimes the constraints are what brings out the creativity in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
So Wendy says consistency does not have to feel like a ball and chain. She says to herself, who doesn't post every day and has not yet done her first LinkedIn Live. Wendy, you're still out there. You're putting it out there. Joseph says he uses it daily on all my posts. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Jenny Gold, did the other day for LinkedIn live stream, found that what I was looking for. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Right.
And Liz Lawless, hi Pirate and live stream. She has a live stream going on tomorrow with the Western Wild West Diversity, and we're talking about some great stuff. So I'll make sure that goes in her live stream tomorrow. Don Terrell says adding LinkedIn live streams moving forward. Absolutely. Jenny Gold says LinkedIn live streams. This is a simple equation. It's a simple task, but I wanted to make sure that I highlight that so you can share that idea and that concept of assistance. That's what community is about. And that's why I want to bring it back full circle and say, some of these things don't require a lot of time and effort. They don't require a lot of energy. They just require a small piece of your time and just a quick hashtag to make the difference in Gabe's world. So let's do everything we can to help Gabe.
And that's all I want to do, folks, is find so that people can discover what it is your message is.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to tell you why, because there, again, being at the right place at the right time and hearing the right message can change everything, can change the evolution of you as a person. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, if I had not been watching Juma Bannister on his live stream on Thursdays, I never would have came up with this concept. Yeah. Right place, right time, watching what he was doing. And that's why it's important to get these shows and these messages and these individuals who are doing them and putting them out there discovered. Something you're saying is going to find the right person, the right message, and the right, hit the right person. And that's why I say
that's what I'm saying. When you look through the lens of opportunity, you see more opportunity. When you look at the lens of challenges and obstacles and problems and everything else, that's all you're going to see. So, let's start looking through the lens of opportunity and creativity. Wendy says, what is the hashtag of choice? Is it a daily password for the cool kids? It's a secret password, Wendy, for the cool kids, but you can use it LinkedIn live stream. So
LinkedIn, put it with an S.
With an S, LinkedIn live streams.
It'll get lost in the fold. So, but again, why I think it's pretty. Ozil, what is up, man?
Yeah,
long time no see, brother.
Liz Lawless, make it so much easier for sharing your knowledge. Absolutely.
Well, again, what we're talking about here, and why I say, that each one of us has the ability to do something like this to build up our communities, right? It's something as simple as this. It's not even so much like, oh, I need you to go do this, I need to go do that. It's as simply as adding a hashtag into a post you're already writing. And for a lot of these creators, they're already using a hashtag. I'll see in there and I go, man, if you would have just added that hashtag, people would have been able to see what it is. And that's okay. I'm not trying to say my hashtag is better than anybody else's. I just think my hashtag is developed strictly for the live streaming community and for people around that. And that is what you're interested in. That's what you're going to find. Businesses are using this all the time. I've found 5 to 6 business corporate streams that are using the hashtag now. Because why? Once you get over like a certain point, I think it's like 100 or 150, it'll start populating itself. So like if you go type mine in, you type LinkedIn, then you start typing live, it becomes LinkedIn Live, and then LinkedIn Live streams right behind it. So people just tag it right next to the other one, and it gets added into the fold. And again, I'm finding really great streams that are like over across in the Netherlands and other places. Yeah, where it's in different languages. And guess what? They're streaming, guys. They're live streaming too. They're streamers like us. Yeah. And that's the beauty of discovery and finding new opportunities and starting conversations. I know both our conversations have traveled worldwide, Gabe, and we've made friends all over the world. So
it's an amazing opportunity for us to continue to share that. And
Well, it talks
I
about
just think it's killer.
what you're talking about. It's part of it's part of our lives.
Yeah.
We're here every day, guys. We're showing up every day. That means the people that are in the stream here commenting are also part of our everyday lives. We see their posts, we react, we respond, we go watch, we participate, we support. So that's a
Garen, yeah.
but that's a big part of it, right? Is how a lot of these things can come together when we're talking about how we can help each other out. It's something as simple as that. And again, I look 6 months ago, you wouldn't have seen the explosion of a lot of these people coming together. Yeah. Now the multiple collaborations, the people you seeing show up on other shows, the whole idea and the evolution of like what I've been doing with the newsletter and all of these things. I mean, it's magnified because of our connections in this community.
Yeah, and it's going to do nothing but grow. Okay,
that's what I'm telling people. I mean, guys, we got a live streaming group. I've had 2 live streamers reach out who want to go to start doing weekly like sessions of workshops and small master classes to help.
Well, you know what I'm working on, don't you?
Oh, what's that? No, let's pull this Band-Aid back a little bit. I want to hear this.
So I have figured out a way to actually create sessions, live stream sessions directly on the website, so we can actually create events on the Pirate Syndicate and actually have workshops, and we can do master classes right there, so we can jump in and start collaborating with some of these things. So I've almost got that completed, so that'll be ready to go, so we can actually do that. And for the people that want to be there, for the insiders that maybe want to step up their game and expand their creativity and their skill sets, I think some master classes, DJ and I think James was talking about that, and maybe a couple other people were talking about that. But I just think that's a cool idea, and also I think it building this out into an ecosystem that we can actually also start creating courses like we talked about, and some of the support that the community needs, because there's always going to be somebody saying, hey, how do I do this? And if I don't know the answer, you might know the answer, or somebody else might know the answer, and we can tap on the shoulder and say, who can help someone? And that's always, to me, a great opportunity to start a conversation.
Of course, you get people all the time who want to come in and work, right? And want to learn how to do these live shows. And but here's the thing: is the fact that we all have the ability again to do these. What's in the blender cup?
Yeah.
Well, we all have the ability to again help educate.
1 degree in Minnesota.
No, I don't think about that. But we all have the ability to help each other and help build a stronger community of people and creators simply by sharing our acquired knowledge.
Yeah.
What we do, what you've done, what I've done, what whoever takes place and really wants to participate in all of this. So the door's wide open, folks.
Yeah.
That's what we're telling you. The door's wide open. All you got to do is knock, and we'll let you in, man. I know that sounds funny.
Joseph says he wants in. He's ready.
There you go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm going to work to get this completed in the next few days, and then I'll be doing some beta testing. So I'll be tapping on the shoulders.
And again, folks, I'm going to tell you just one more statistic. One more, right? 40% of consumers state video increases the chances to purchase a product on their mobile device. What we already have in our hands, 40%, folks. Those are again what we're talking about here in building out these building out these systems and processes and how we get people to get. You want eyes and people, because again, this goes back to the original question that people were asking you: how do I get ROI on my live stream?
Yeah,
folks, these statistics are here for a reason. There's a reason why we are asking you to invest in what we do as professionals in helping you create the idea, the build out the content and everything that you need to scale and market and get yourself out there with your brand, with your product, with your service, whatever it is. There's a reason we're really good at what we do.
yeah.
So I'm going to tell you now, guys, hire a professional. It's an investment. It is. Yes, and Rex is right. These are ecosystems that what we're building here. This is, again, what we're calling, guys. This is in our ecosystems called the creator economy. That's our system. That's what we're building here now, because we're understanding that this content that we're creating has a value and a process. And guess what, folks? They're already talking about how to create individual content and wrapping them up in the NFTs. So if you want to talk about it in the next level of how these stuff are about to evolve, hey, I've created a special live stream that has my 5 power tips that are going to make you money. Purchase the NFT exclusively for these individuals to purchase it. And that's it. And it's minted, it's done, and they own it, and they can go do again selling the content. You want to figure out how to ways to do this, guys? Just follow what's happening in the music industry and all these other industries.
Yeah.
We're just doing the same thing with our video creative process.
And it's not going to take us as long to catch up, because we don't have all the baggage of the music industry behind us.
No, we don't. That's why I said this is the magic of what we're doing, because it's evolving.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you want to talk about the investments,
another stream of income. Love it. Yes. Been living as a creative entrepreneur for years and hitting mainstream. Absolutely. There's no reason why. I grew up as what they call a starving musician. However, I wasn't starving because I had a way of making money, and it's just like, this is just the same thing going forward. And I think it's an exchange of value. Money is a symptom of adding value to the world. And I think when you understand what it takes and what it means and how it affects everyone around you, it's amazing what we can do with the opportunities in front of us, Gabe. So
it is, and
I'm excited. I'm super excited. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to. I know you probably have a few things going on the rest of the night, and I know that I have some things I need to knock out. But thank you for jumping in, Gabe. I just really appreciate you jumping in and sharing this stuff, because I know that we're both passionate about this topic, and I think I'm gonna. I got some shows coming up. I got Kurt in the morning. We're going to be talking about the Happy Neighborhood Project and some mental health issues that are going on at 7 a.m. So I'll make sure I'll have that hashtag going on in that show. Yeah. And then I got some other things coming up in the near future that I'll be sharing out in terms of coordination with the Pirate Syndicate. And I just really appreciate everybody joining in.
Yeah. Just let me know, man. We need to schedule like a regular sessions behind the scenes. So that's what I said, guys. We'll plan our regular sessions, and one lucky viewer will get to buy in and hear what we talk about. I'm just messing with you. They won't have it. But that's what we're going to do, man. It's
real.
Awesome.
Yeah. Happy Neighborhood Project. Yeah, love it. It's a great thing. So Joseph says fantastic value, add information. And Michael Baker says seek wise counsel, as you're not going to hire the electrician to do
That's all we're saying.
That might be a shocking experience, actually.
But go try it and see how it works out for you.
Yeah, see how that works out. Yeah, I want my car mechanic to do my brain surgery.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. So hopefully he can figure out neurons and not pistons and not fix everything up. But who knows? That's what I said. Hire professional folks. That's what we do. Yeah. That's what our living is. That's what we've invested our time, efforts, and education. So reach out. So Yeah, Joe. Hopefully, you find a way to use live streaming and video content in your development and getting your market directly to consumer. That's the best
Yeah,
way.
and there's still a lot of events that are going virtual, or at least, they're hybrid. They're going because they've discovered that going hybrid increases their audience and it gives another revenue stream. So,
Duh.
just thinking outside.
There you go.
So,
There
Gabe,
you go, man.
always a pleasure to hang out with
Absolutely.
you. And thank you everyone for joining in the show tonight. I know that the world is opening up and the creative process is going to continue to flourish because, well, kindness is cool and smiles are free.
That's right.
So what do we want you to do?
We want you to enjoy the day, folks.
Enjoy the day. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.